BTS News.in an unexpected moment, Jungkook, the youngest member of the legendary boy group BTS, finally spoke up and confirmed who he chose as the ideal carrier. This statement appeared in a relaxed but meaningful atmosphere and instantly excited millions of fans around the world. No one expected that in a seemingly lighthearted, casual interview, Jungkook would answer a question that has been a matter of speculation among the ARMY: who he would most like to carry, or vice versa, who he would most trust to carry him, literally or symbolically. For loyal BTS fans, this question is not just a joke. The term ideal sling in ARMY circles often refers to the emotional closeness between members, the strength of relationships, and who is considered a place to lean on in joy or sorrow. So when Jungkook gave his answer, everyone seemed to stop for a moment to listen, repeat, and interpret every word he said. In a video interview conducted in celebration of BTS's anniversary, the members were given a variety of unique questions, most of which were humorous and lighthearted. One of the fan-favorite segments was when the members were asked to answer an unusual question. If you had to choose one BTS member as your ideal carrier, who would you choose? When Jungkook's turn came, he had a laugh, looked at his hyungs one by one, and for a moment looked confused. But then, in a firm voice, he answered one name that instantly made the atmosphere crowded, both in the recording room and in cyberspace. Taehyung. Jungkook said with a big smile. The answer was like a thunderbolt in broad daylight for many fans. Not because the name was never predicted, but because Jungkook pronounced it with deep, almost emotional conviction. A few seconds after the answer came out, the reaction of the members and staff around the studio could not be hidden. Jimin, who sat next to Jungkook, stared with rounded eyes. RM laughed and immediately hit Jungkook's arm slowly, while Taehyung, the owner of the so-called name, only smiled slightly while looking down, as if embarrassed but proud. Why Taehyung? MC asked with a laugh, trying to dig further. Jungkook replied while looking at the camera, because he's always there. Always. Both literally and emotionally. I feel like if I have to be carried or carry someone, I want it to be Taehyung. I believe him. The sentence is so simple, yet carries an incredible weight of emotion. Among the hundreds of thousands of reactions that flooded social media after the clip of the interview was published, many soldiers revealed that they were moved to tears. Because the relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung, known as Taekook by many fans, has long been in the spotlight because of their chemistry that is so natural and sincere. Despite never explicitly talking about their closeness for years, the small moments captured on camera and their personal interactions behind the scenes were enough to prove to ARMY that the two understood each other in a way that only they understood. After that viral moment, various Korean and international media began to raise news about Jungkook's ideal version of the sling. Article after article discusses not only about that answer, but also links it to the long history of friendship between Jungkook and Taehyung. From the trainee days where they often trained together, to the difficult times of their early debut, the two were often seen taking care of each other. One of the old videos went viral again, showing Taehyung holding a sleeping Jungkook in a rehearsal room, or Jungkook hugging Taehyung with his jacket when it suddenly rained during a concert. Fans from all over the country joined in. On Twitter, the hashtag #TaekookIdeal started trending in more than 30 countries in just 3 hours after the video was posted. On TikTok, creators began making edits of sweet moments between Jungkook and Taehyung, complete with dramatic narration and touching songs. Some even make fan art illustrations depicting Jungkook holding Taehyung or vice versa with backgrounds such as grasslands, night skies, to concert stages. Interestingly, after the incident, the BTS members also played with the idea in their subsequent content. In a later V-Live, Jin joked that he was offended that he wasn't chosen as the ideal carrier, while Suga flatly said that he was too heavy for anyone to carry. Even J-Hope once said, "If it were me, I would choose Jungkook as my carrier. He's strong, isn't he?" All this makes the atmosphere of the fandom even warmer, full of laughter and emotions. However, most of all, what made ARMY feel touched was the honesty that emanated from Jungkook. He doesn't just answer for entertainment or because the question is funny. He answered with heart. When someone says that they choose someone as an ideal carrier, it means that they feel safe, comfortable, and have full trust in that person. In the often stressful world of entertainment, this kind of relationship is precious and rare. An observer of Korean pop culture from UA University even wrote an analysis article published in an online journal, discussing the emotional impact of Jungkook's statement on public perceptions of male friendship in the K-pop world. He stated that, in a South Korean context that is still conservative towards emotional expression between men, Jungkook's statement is a symbol of emotional honesty that paves the way for the younger generation to be more expressive of their feelings and bonds. Jungkook and Taehyung's relationship has always been an inspiration, not only for the ARMY, but also for anyone who believes in the power of sincere friendship. When two people can trust each other in joys and sorrows, it is the purest form of love, not in the romantic sense, but in the form of a consistent and unconditional presence. After the video went viral, the Weverse was also flooded with comments from fans who shared their own stories about the best friend who has always been the ideal carrier in their lives. A fan from Brazil wrote that she was inspired to call her old best friend and tell how precious their relationship is. On the other hand, a fan from Indonesia said that the moment made him realize that he was not alone, that there was always someone who was ready to be on his back when he was tired. The days after Jungkook's statement were filled with warmth. Many soldiers write poetry, make fan videos, and even make art as a form of love and support for the sincere relationship between the two BTS members. They are not only idols on stage, but also human beings who have a heart, a sense of fatigue, and the hope of a sincere presence by their side. When asked again in a fan meeting a few days after the viral video, Taehyung simply smiled and said, "I will always be there for Jungkook. He knows that." A simple sentence, but enough to make the whole room speechless and touched. The ideal sling is not just a matter of who is the strongest physically, but who is able to support us when we feel the world is too heavy to deal with. In Jungkook's world, that person is Taehyung. And in the world of fans, Jungkook and Taehyung are symbols of hope for a sincere, lasting, and meaningful friendship. Behind every song lyric, behind the glitter of the stage and the spotlight of the camera, there is a story of friendship that never goes out. And with one simple sentence, Taehyung Jungkook has conveyed a much deeper message than ordinary words can express. It's not just about who he chooses as the ideal carrier. It is about who she trusts, who is always there, and who her heart connects with more than just group mates. In a world that sometimes feels alien, Jungkook's statement was a warm embrace. And for armies around the world, it is a reminder that in every journey, there is always someone willing to carry us, both in the true sense and in the sense of the heart. And today, the world knows, for Jungkook, that person is Kim Taehyung.